As I prepared to leave the jade capital, Hotan, the enthusiastic hotel manager gifted me some souvenirs, and the security guard bid me farewell. After a round of goodbyes, I continued my journey east along the edge of the desert, traversing the southernmost part of the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, between the northern foot of Kunlun Mountains and the southern edge of Taklamakan, and heading to one of China's last counties that achieved poverty alleviation. In contrast to the bustling traffic of eastern China, the northwest always feels unique and solitary. Stepping into this region feels like entering the vastness of the primordial world. The desert's expanse, loneliness, breathtaking grandeur, and remote landscape mystery profoundly touch the soul, leaving me an unforgettable impression. The Taklamakan Desert is known as the Sea of Death and the Forbidden Zone of Life. The entire desert stretches about 1,000 kilometers from east to west and about 400 kilometers from north to south, covering an area of 330,000 square kilometers, nearly 20% of Xinjiang's total area. The undulating sand dunes resemble golden waves, extending endlessly into the distance until they merge with the horizon, showcasing the immense power of nature. In this boundless desert, a person feels as insignificant as a grain of sand, evoking a sense of loneliness that paradoxically brings inner peace. Far from the hustle and bustle of the city, this area sees few human footprints, with only a few drought-resistant plants occasionally appearing, standing resilient against the wind and sand, marking the only signs of life in this desolate land. Their twisted branches and sparse leaves seem to narrate the arduous journey of survival against harsh conditions, with every scar telling a story of resilience and defiance. In the distance, a herd of camels silently moves along the edge of the desert, intensifying the feeling of solitude. On the other side of the desert lies the Kunlun Mountains, which stretch majestically across the horizon. The towering peaks are capped with snow and shine with a sacred glow under sunlight. The vast oasis sharply contrasts with the desert's heat, creating a breathtaking landscape. Driving south from Keriya County, I entered the foot of the Kunlun Mountains. The Kunlun Mountains are a significant part of Chinese cultural history, often referred to as the ancestor of all mountains, stretching approximately 2,500 kilometers from Xinjiang and Tibet into Qinghai and the northwest of Sichuan. These mountains are pivotal in the origin of key elements of Chinese mythology. Unlike Greek creation myths, tales such as Nuwa mending the sky have their roots here, preserved in their entirety and profoundly influential. According to legend, Nuwa shaped humans from yellow mud, modeling them after herself, thereby establishing human society and the institution of marriage. Following the collapse of the world, she melted colored stones to mend the sky, all of which is said to have taken place in the Kunlun Mountains. Legend has it that over the long course of history, the Kunlun Mountains nurtured Taoist culture, leaving behind a precious cultural heritage for the Chinese nation. Its remoteness has also preserved the most primitive natural scenery. Amidst the sands and rugged mountain ridges, it is only because of the existence of modern highways that I was able to witness the mysterious appearance of the Kunlun Mountains. Leaving the foot of the Kunlun Mountains, I returned to the main road heading towards Keriya. Along the way, I passed through numerous towns in Keriya County. The vast Taklamakan Desert has created a unique natural landscape here and provided the local people with the perfect conditions for culinary delights. One such specialty is kamaki, commonly known as desert flatbread, and Keriya County has preserved the traditional methods of making it. This area was once an important location on the ancient Silk Road, renowned for its reputation as the land of gold and jade, and land of fruits.
你好，空麦奇是在这里吃，在这里烤是吧？
对对，
这是馕坑啊还是什么呀？这不是吧？看着像个炕，看着像。啊，现在有是吧？啊，拍拍是吧？空麦奇。
有，那个特别的。
空麦奇和肉。
凉粉也。
凉粉也可以啊。一会儿我们拍拍咱们。
The ingredients for making kamaki are quite similar to those used for steamed buns. 2 sheets of dough, lamb, onions, and cumin. 1 sheet of dough serves as the base, onto which a layer of prepared meat filling is evenly spread. The other sheet of dough is then placed on top, with the edges tightly pinched together, completing the preparation of the kamaki dough.
Ulu 什么不可香，有好多吃的，人没吃就晚上来这吃这个。
The method of baking kamaki is the highlight and distinctive feature of this dish. Unlike naan or steamed buns that require specialized ovens, kamaki is baked using sand, which is readily available in the desert. Dried branches of poplar and red willow are ignited on the sand to heat it up. The prepared dough is then buried in the hot sand pit and covered with hot sand and ash, baking for several minutes.
好。烤肉是多少钱一串啊？
按公斤算。
按公斤算啊，就是这样撒盐的。麦奇是吧？没吃过。
排骨钱
啊？
排骨钱。
对，来6个就行了，对吧？2个，带点肥的，3个，然后这个肥一点的，这还能自选呢，谢谢5，然后这个肉大，这好吃，行，来这6个就行，来6个。 今天晚上吃库麦奇。这么多人，开了多少年了，老板？啊？谁普通话说得好？
我可以说话，我可以说
你
普通话。
普通话说得好，
嗯，
一开口就能听出来，是吧？
可以。
这开了多少年了？
这个店嘛，就是有6年开始开的，2006年嘛。
2006年开始开的，
差不多
哎呦，那也快20年了。
20年了。
啊，
对。但是开这个店以前也是他们那个，以前也是开的烤肉店和大馕的，大馕店。
哦，这样。
但是那个专门开这个嘛，就是006年就是开业的。
2006年开业的。
就是2006年开业。
Once baked, the kamaki takes on a golden, crispy surface. The sand is brushed off, and it is cut into small pieces for consumption, with simple and easily accessible ingredients that do not rely on any cooking utensils. Kamaki boasts a rich flavor and is highly nutritious. It embodies the raw and pure essence of the desert from which it originates.
好了。原汁原味的羊肉串，有蚕丝，好，都好了是吧？
好了
这个是多少钱的
，50块钱。
好。库麦奇，汁水也十足。
Local legends say that consuming this food allows one to sleep in the desert without a blanket and not catch a cold the next day, highlighting its high calorie and nutritional value. This is indeed an ancient and unique food created by the local Uyghur people in the special environment of the desert.
香米粉，真的。谢谢。葱的凉粉儿。烤肉烤的好吃，明年再来，就有点远，有点远。
That evening, I arrived in Keriya, but since it was already night, I checked into the hotel and went to sleep. Speaking of Keriya, it is a famous jade town and poplar town in China, and one of the 5 longevity towns in the world. Its earliest written records date back over 2,000 years. Ancient texts describe it as a place inhabited by settlers and warriors. It was one of the 36 states of the western regions, known as the Kingdom of Hotan, served as a major hub on the southern route of the Silk Road and an early center for the spread of Buddhism. It was once a powerful oasis kingdom, with hundreds of merchant caravans passing through the city each week, making it one of the local trade centers. In the 13th century, the famous Italian traveler Marco Polo visited this place. He described it as a city where people live comfortable lives. It is said that numerous ancient ruins are scattered throughout the area. with traces of human activity from over 10,000 years ago still preserved today.
Oh. 快热的，还有水热的都有。哦。还有5分钟就好，现在有手热饭可以吗？
尝尝于田的包皮包子和抓饭，但是我要的碎肉抓饭，够不够吃？够了哈。好。
不够的有，
不够再点。
有酱面有呢。
行。新疆菜。
有条子，是好吃的。抓饭，这是好吃的。那个我们老板说自己去那河店自己要做，自己要挑的。
这辣椒看着不赖。包皮包子。
Between the Taklamakan Desert and the Kunlun Mountains, the county towns hidden deep within the desert seem forgotten by time. The Uyghur residents lead simple and unpretentious lives, adhering to ancient traditions. The remoteness of this area has preserved its most primitive natural scenery and cultural atmosphere. In my view, every corner here exudes the raw and pure essence of the desert. After breakfast, I headed to my next destination,